Hey everyone! Welcome to The Young and the Restless. I'm Jane, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Young and the Restless, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. The Young and the Restless recap for Friday, July 11th, indicates that Cane Ashby will ignite Kyle Abbott and Audra Charles's private party, while Claire Newman's trust is questioned. Holden Novak will approach Claire alone at Crimson Lights and ask about her father, prompting her to reveal Cole Howard's death. Holden will express his sorrow and sympathize to Claire, since he lost his own father to cancer. There will also be some conversation about Claire missing Kyle on Friday's episode of YNR, so she will be hoping that he would recognize her need and return home. After reflecting on his own sorrow experience, Holden will advise going out to breakfast as a distraction. Claire will initially reject Holden's invitation, but she will finally agree to accept it. Meanwhile, Adam Newman will return from his trip and share developments with Chelsea at Society. When Adam finds that Cole did not make it, he would feel compassion for Victoria Newman and decide to check on her later. Chelsea will also learn that Cane is Aristotle Dumas and that everyone is imprisoned on the mountain without cell coverage. Adam will disclose that Phyllis Summers caught him with his family in Nice, but he hopes Nick Newman will keep her quiet. Chelsea will not buy Cane's claim that he merely wants a fresh start in Genoa City because he is buying so much real estate. Adam and Chelsea intend to keep the Dumas tale quiet while they investigate Cane's plans. After Adam says Cane needs a point person in GC, Chelsea will observe Holden and Claire entering the restaurant together. Chelsea will smile because she believes she already knows who the point person is. Chelsea will describe how she witnessed Holden meeting with Cane and how he later flirted with her in the aim of obtaining information. Everything points to Holden being Cane's spy, so Chelsea and Adam decide to approach him. After Adam and Chelsea approach toward Holden and Claire, Adam will apologize to Claire for Cole and announce his intention to see Victoria. Adam will also get Holden to discuss his former position with Dumas and whether he would join Winters. Holden will become annoyed by all of the inquiries, so Adam will apologize and propose a meeting with Newman Media to discuss potential employment prospects. Holden's claim that he never met Dumas would lead Adam to believe Chelsea's theory when they meet alone later. Adam and Chelsea will be concerned about Holden's interest in Claire, but Chelsea will indicate that Claire is capable of taking care of herself. Back with Claire, she'll decide she's not feeling up to breakfast after all, which Holden will fully understand. Claire will miss Kyle once more, and the fact that he is in Nice with Audra will exacerbate her feelings. Claire will question if Holden believes she should be concerned after he confesses Audra is a natural force. Holden will ask Claire how much she trusts Kyle, and she will say she absolutely trusts him. Holden will advise Claire not to worry, despite the fact that she appears to be concerned. In Nice, Cane will come across a close moment between Kyle and Audra while sniffing her scent again. Audra and Kyle will spar in front of Cane like an old married couple, giving him the impression that they are doing more than just business. Kyle and Audra will deny it, but Cane will still find this entire working arrangement strange and won't see how it favors Jabot. Audra and Kyle will continue to try to impress Cane, which will result in more bickering. In the end, Cane decides he likes the idea of this rivalry PR stunt and suggests delaying the public Dumas reveal until the perfume war is over. Audra will eventually welcome Kyle inside her train car, where they will celebrate with drinks and a toast to achieving their goals. According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, Kyle and Audra will continue to play with fire, so stay tuned for more unpleasant news. The Genoa City Athletic Club was alive with laughter, music, and subtle clinking of glasses as Cane Ashby's painstakingly prepared celebration for Kyle Abbott and Audra Charles began in full swing. The vast ballroom, filled with stunning floral arrangements and glittering lighting, served as the ideal setting for an evening celebrating the couple's resilience and love. However, underneath the surface of the festivities, an undertone of tension lingered, particularly for Claire Grace, whose keen senses had her wondering Cane's genuine motivations for his unexpected engagement in Kyle and Audra's life. Cane had always been a guy of large gestures, and his charm and generosity made him an ideal host for such an occasion. He glided effortlessly through the crowd, greeting guests with pleasant smiles and ensuring that every aspect was perfect, from the exquisite hors d'oeuvres to the smooth jazz ensemble that created a sophisticated atmosphere in the room. On the surface, his aims were straightforward, a celebration of love and second chances. But Claire, ever observant, couldn't shake the notion that there was more to this meeting than meets the eye. She had witnessed enough of Genoa City's complex social dynamics to understand that even the most well-intentioned acts might have unintended repercussions. Kyle and Audra, glowing and carefree, seemed truly moved by the event. Their road had been anything but smooth. Betrayals, misunderstandings, and external pressures had repeatedly strained their partnership. Yet here they stood, hand in hand, their laughter mixing with the music as they took toasts and well wishes from friends and relatives. To most, it was a touching sight, proof that love can conquer even the most formidable hurdles. But Claire's attention kept returning to Cane, her mind recreating scenes from his past in which his acts, no matter how well-intentioned, had left a trail of troubles in their wake. Was this party actually for Kyle and Audra, or was it just another step in Cane's unending quest to remake his own legacy? Claire became increasingly uneasy as the evening went. During one of Cane's moving speeches, she caught a quick but telling glance between him and an unfamiliar guest near the back of the room. The interaction was brief and nearly invisible, yet it sent a shiver of distress through her. Who was this visitor, and what was their link to Cane? The more she observed, the more she realized that this night was more than just a celebration. It was a meticulously staged performance in which trust was both the reward and the victim. Claire's own background had taught her the frailty of trust. She had learned, often painfully, that people's behaviors were not always as they appeared, and that even the most charismatic people could have hidden motives. Her blossoming connection with Audra made the situation even more delicate. She didn't want to create doubt where none existed, but she couldn't ignore her intuition. If Cane had any hidden reasons, Audra and Kyle needed to know. However, approaching him directly risked creating extra drama, especially if her suspicions proved to be false. The night went on, full of laughter, dancing, and apparently unending toasts. Claire engaged in polite conversation, subtly prying for answers, but Cane remained as mysterious as ever, his charm an impassable barrier. Every inquiry she asked was met with a beguiling smile or a smart dodge, making her even more frustrated than before. For all its apparent exuberance, the celebration had devolved into a silent battle of wits, with Claire anxious to discover the truth while Cane expertly kept it just out of reach. Claire was left with more questions than answers as the final guests left and the music faded into the darkness. The evening had been unquestionably gorgeous, but beyond the shimmering surface sat unsolved tensions and hidden doubts. She knew that trust did not come easily. It had to be earned, tested, and sometimes battled for. And as the lights faded in the now empty ballroom, Claire couldn't help but wonder if this celebration had been a step toward togetherness or just another move in a much bigger game, one with higher stakes than anybody recognized. In the end, the night was a success. Kyle and Audra were pleased, the guests were entertained, and Cane had once again proven himself to be an excellent host. But for Claire, the real challenge was just beginning. Trust, after all, was more than just believing in people. It was also about knowing when to hang on and when to let go. And as she stepped out into the chilly night air, she realized that the answers she sought would not come easily. Certain conflicts were fought silently, and certain facts were disclosed only over time. And in Genoa City, where allegiance changed like the wind, the only constant was that nothing was ever as straightforward as it appeared.